everyone, I'm Kevin, and with me we have Hannah, Xander, Bella, and Meher, and we're going to be talking about our project, which was on information sciences. Now, this is a very general term, but in general it means kind of the way information and data is transferred and stored and how it's used. And usually it's referred to as kind of in the context of technology, but it can also refer to like talking to each other. However, for our project, we mostly focus on looking at it through a lens of social media. Now, we chose this because none of us had really heard of information sciences before, or had really been familiar with data compression. So we did a little bit of research about that and thought about the ways in which information sciences affected our lives. And we realized that social media was common in all of our lives, and we realized most people don't completely understand how it works. We also wanted to make social media more accessible and easier to understand for less tech-savvy groups like the elderly or children. Now, one of the things we had to do for this was find a way to present our information, and we chose for this to make a website. Now, this included quite a few steps, like first we had to learn HTML, and we also chose to learn Figma, which is this tool for kind of setting up and designing the website. And our original plan was to build a bare bones website in HTML, and people could put stuff there, and then we could design around that using Figma and make it look nicer with CSS. However, throughout this process, we found a site called html5up.net, and this basically allowed us to combine these steps to kind of take this layout and edit it and change it all up. And it allowed us to just kind of take our information in our HTML and put it into this, and it would kind of help us create the website to make it look nice without having to go through a lot of extra steps. We then used GitHub Pages to host the website, and now we just kind of add stuff as stuff gets completed.
The next part of this project that we want to talk about are the blog posts and videos that are posted on the website. And these blog posts and video tutorials are aimed at an older demographic. And apart from teaching them how to use social media platforms, such as how to set up an account or post a photo, the posts teach them to maintain safety while using social media as well. And these posts really delve into the specific details surrounding how to download each social media platform and how to use them on different media.
So I had the ability of creating blog posts and the videos to go along with the blog post. Before creating the blog post, I created a video on the steps to sign up or create an account for Snapchat and Twitter. I followed each step as you go along, and I recorded it using QuickTime Player, so I did screen record. After I used screen record, I used iMovies to create some edits. The blog post basically consists exactly the same thing for the video. I just added some tips and tricks to mess with the features as you go along.
Another thing that we did was we had these social media data videos, which were basically looking into how data and a lot of this kind of stuff was transferred and information worked kind of in the back end of all these social media websites and stuff like that. And the steps we took for this were, first we did some preliminary research to make sure that we knew all the facts and we had all the information that we could give to people. And then we organized it and wrote a script. We then started making videos. We recorded and edited them and kind of put together some of the graphic designs that we made that you see here into them. And this is an example of one of the videos we made on how websites make money, which kind of introduces the topic of ads and information and targeted ads and how this kind of information that things get on you are able to help make money. And then we just kind of repeated and made more videos.
In our team's analysis of social media, we recognize the trend of unethical behaviors being performed by social media giants, in which young children are conditioned into internet addiction without full parental knowledge or understanding of the inner workings of the internet. In an effort to combat this, we developed a comic book for young children to introduce them to both the dangers and wonderful possibilities of online life. This comic, titled Welcome to the Jungle, metaphorically relates the wild jungle to the internet. In addition to this comic, we developed a parental guide to assist parents of young children in forming cautious and informed internet users. Both the comic and the parent guide will be stored on our team's website in order to promote safe and ethical internet usage.
So I had the ability of illustrating the comic. The comic was originally sketched by Bella. I just went ahead and just added a few touches and colors to make it more visual and presentable.
Through analyzing the ethics and inner workings of the algorithms of social media platforms, we kept coming across the question of bias in coding. This bias, whether unintentional or purposeful, has a huge impact on millions of codes across the internet, from automatic loan approvers to facial recognition. In a year plagued by online political slander and deadly pandemic misinformation, our team was drawn to the possibility of political bias in the Instagram algorithm. In order to answer this question, we began saturating several bot accounts in either radically conservative or radically liberal accounts and content. Once these accounts reached 50% saturation, we began having each account interact with either 20, 40, or 60% of content made from the opposite political party. We carefully recorded all likes and documented the progress along the way.
Our hypothesis was that as we increase our interaction with the opposite political ideology, the amount of related posts we would see on the Explore page would increase dramatically as well. Instead, we found that the number of posts related to the other side seems to be limited to around 12 to 18% of the Explore page. There is an upward trend, but it does not change drastically according to the amount of interaction with the other side, which is what we expected. Due to time constraints, we were only able to complete 6 accounts. Given more time, we would have a larger data pool and therefore more accurate and definite results.
Thanks for listening.